Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, I hope that you are in good health. Once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So, once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. Today, I want to talk to you, as I've always done, about the manufactural crisis that both party, that will be the Republican Party and that will be the Democrat Party, are manufacturing to get you hooked and vote for them. And they don't do that in other time. They do them during election time. That's the time they do it. Now they've activated their foot soldiers. Their foot soldiers are everywhere. You understand? Their foot soldiers are doing their bidding. If you go on social media, it's not even hard to see. So as I've always say, in order for you to be fully emancipated or to free your mind or free yourself, you, my friend, only you, must start to debunk or deconstruct all of the lies, all of the facade, all of those things that have held you back, that have held you in their manufacturer crisis against your fellow Americans, against your brothers and sisters. There are families, my friend, you won't believe this. That's how powerful these political parties are, that are divided based on politics, based on manufacturer crisis that has nothing to do with their family configuration. But only if they can open their eyes and see there's someone out there who doesn't care about you, who don't give a whatever about you, your family, your community, your neighbors, is out there preying on you from the outside, and you don't even know it. So in order for you to free yourself, you have to understand this crisis, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to show you some of the crises that they create. And I think it's hard time that we see them for what they are. There are people out here that knows these things. Not many of them, but they're out here that can see it. And once you see it, then you start to strategize on how you can free yourself. And that's what they used when Trump was running in 2024. That's exactly what they used. They used it when he ran in 2022. And they used the same tactics, the same crisis when he ran in 2024. You understand? So let's talk about this crisis. When the Democrat during Joe Obama time, they understood, they foresaw that an open border, a mass immigration, would have a long-term effect. So the Republican and the Democrat Party, these are the same people. Don't be fooled. Don't be misled. Don't be misguided. The Republican Party and the Democrat Party are the same. They are in concert with each other. So the Republican Party, they are in the back door now for mass immigration. Understand? Because even when Joe Biden became president, even though he came to power with both houses, there's still a number of Republicans in there that could have done something to curtail some of the immigration issues that was happening, especially when it comes to mass immigration. It could have done something. But they're pretending that they're doing something, but they're doing nothing. And meanwhile, these small towns, these small villages, hamlets in the countries were being loaded. So let's say, for example, how this whole thing works. If you have a small town of maybe 2,000 people, mm, and now you have to cater to the needs of 6,000 people in total, how do you think you can share the minuscule resources that you have with an extra 4,000 people? That would be, for example, jobs, healthcare system, the education system, the schools, understand, the clinics, the hospitals, notwithstanding the food that you have in those communities. How can you share them? So they did that so that way you can get upset. So if you're John Doe or how they call him the other guy, Joe the plumber, or John the carpenter, or John the builder, now you have to compete. Now the job that you are getting paid maybe $25 for now, you have to compete with someone who has the same energy level, the same skill level as you for maybe $6 or $7. You understand? So you see how it works. So now you're sitting there, you are all energized and you're upset. Who are you upset at? The Democrat, right? The Republican. You're like, oh, not the Republican, it's the Democrat. So you're all upset. Now, in the past, you used to compete with your black African brothers or black American brother. Now you don't have to compete with him. Now you're competing with Jose, or Shantez. You see? So you see now, then the energy that you were placing on your black American brothers, now you have to place it on Shantez or Rodriguez. You see? So that's how they create the racial thing, the racial tension. That's why I say all of us are in a lab and we don't even know it. And the researcher is manipulating the sample, whatever that sample is. They already know the sample is between you or poor whites. All of us are poor now. Black people are poor, white people are poor, Hispanic people are poor. All of us are in this thing together. The only thing I often say is we need to see it. We need to see that the two-party system in this country don't give a crap about us. They don't care. They don't care. They only care about them and their children. Why? You know why they care about their children? That all that money they're hustling for, they're getting, they're not going to leave it for their children. And the more money the children have, the more control and power. The children are going to control you. So you need to change that. We need to stop seeing ourselves as Hispanic, blacks, white. All of us are in this ship together. If the ship goes down, all of us go down. And that's what we need to see. And that's why in previous video, I was appealing to us to say, look, you can come together if you're MAGA out there. You almost share the same views and we all share the same crisis. We all want better America, right? That's the first thing. And then we all want better things, better schools, better jobs, better community, better grocery store, better hospitals, better health care. All of the good things that we all want. All of us, even if we go to work, we're all hustling for the same thing, the mighty dollars, what we're looking for. So we can all come together as one under one issue. And that one issue is to change the system, to get rid of these two political parties, even if they don't go away, but let them be forced enough to change the policies and make America first, Americans first. That's what a lot of country does. No country is going to take their own interest over another country. That's not possible. Because if you have a country of 360 millions like America, you're not going to take the interest of, say, France or, say, England over 360 million people. You understand this thing? So that's what they do. So now if they overdoing the Democrat time, Joe Biden, no, not Joe Biden, Joe Obama time, they flooded these little cities, these little towns, and they knew full well that these people didn't have enough resources. For example, Chicago, we saw. Why did they do that? They did that because they knew it would anger the poor whites and the poor blacks and all of us. So that way, when they angry you enough, then it's going to gen you up. And then you're going to say, oh, we're going to vote the Democrat Party. You know, this thing, it keep happening over and over. But the rich white, they don't have problem with that stuff because they're okay. It's all investment, you know, like let's invest in this thing, man. Let's bring these people over. We pay for the hotel, we pay for their food, we pay for their luggage. They're already here now. How long are they going to be here? The entire time of Joe Biden or the Democrat Party. You see how it works? And then then they already know if the Republican Party runs, obviously they're going to run on that. They're going to say, hey, look at them. And my thing is, these people, it's not even their fault. It's just like if, say, America was South America, right? Everyone is struggling, and then South America and South America is great, right? They're doing everything. Wouldn't you want to migrate from America to South America and taste some of the blessings down there? It's the same thing, and not just people in South America. There are people all over the world that wants to come to America. That dream that you talk of is what they want too. So if the Democrat Party, who is now the authority in 2020, if they open the border, why won't you take advantage? It's a common sense thing. But they did that because they're manufacturing a crisis that they know would propel the next party. Because between the Democrat and the Republican Party, which is a two-party system, they're always moving the goalpost, right? So the Democrat comes in, they run the country for 4 years, and then they make an arrangement with the Republican Party in the Congress and the whatever in the House. And they say, okay, well, you're going to run this thing for 4 years. You have to do this, da, 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 da. Get us set up for our own term. And that's what they did. So they knew immigration is going to be an issue. And if you watch Donald Trump was sitting right there. He said, you know what? I'm going to come in. I already see my chances. And then he came out with this slogan. It was called Drain the Swamp. Every campaign he went to, he used that term. Lately, have you heard Trump says drain the swamp? Have you? So these are all things for you to see that everything that's been happening in this country for the past 30, 40 years or 50 years now, or maybe for a long time, has been all manufactured. And one of the biggest manufacturer crises in this country is racial. They'll use racism. They've used racism to get the black people to align with the Democrat Party. And if you check, the last time I checked, the Democrat Party, the master of the black people in this country, says Al Sharpton, has done nothing for black people. That's the saddest situation right there. It's so sad. And these people give their vote. Me, I don't vote Democrat. Maybe locally, yes. But that Democrat has to be doing his job. Yeah. If you're doing your job, I'll give you my vote. But Democrat, their values does not align with mine. They're not America first. That's the fact. So I hope and pray that black people can see that they are manufacturing all the crises. If they do mass immigration, I would never be against a righteous deed. Like if someone is trying to do a good thing, a righteous good, it's a good thing. But if you're going to do something to create a crisis so that you gain power, that's not good. That's exactly. And then the worst of all, they pin these. During Joe Biden's time, you could see. I think it wasn't even cool to be an immigrant, especially an illegal immigrant at that time, because they put them in Chicago alone. They were everywhere. And they were talking about them as if they were nothing. They're not even human beings. I saw this one there. Trump was like, they eat dog, they eat this. They even make some memes of these people. And meanwhile, they're the ones that created that. They created that crisis so that these people can come in here. And now they can have the blacks, the whites, the poor blacks and poor white upset at these people. Meanwhile, it's all manufactured. And Trump is sitting there and saying, you know what? This is my time. They already knew it was going to come in there because it's all planned. So I think it's time we see that they're playing us. They're playing the racists. That's what happened when you have a multiracial country. Countries that are not multiracial, they don't have the kind of problem that we have in this country. When you have a multiracial country like America, you're always going to have these problems. I think it's a good thing, but it also is a bad thing. They say, I heard Trump recently when he was running, he never really said that, but he was saying that America don't have skilled workers. You understand? Okay, if America don't have skilled workers, Mr. Trump, and all the politicians that shares that same views, why can't you create one? But guess what? They go to Southeast Asia or Western Asia, wherever they bring these people, they give them visa to come to America. And then once they're here, these people with a visa now, they put them in these high-tech jobs. And then they turn around and tell the other poor people that are there that don't have these skills and say, look at them. Look at them. They always say the Indians and the Pakistanis. Oh, look at them. They are taking your high-tech jobs. And meanwhile, these people came into this country legally through programs that the government legislated. And then they turn around and pin these people against the masses. That would be the poor. Because there's no such thing as middle class in America or affluent. That's gone. You're either poor or you have some money. That's how it is. It is what it is. You understand? So yeah, they're pinning the racists. Because it's a big problem. The reason is because we live in a multicultural society. Countries that don't have this kind of formation don't have the problem that we have. So what I'm trying to say is, until you come up with a new system, simple, you just take back your country. Because Trump is not going to drain no swamp. The Democrats are not going to drain no swamp. Why would they want to do that anyway? For who? They got to keep their legacy. They got to keep their family in control. I saw recently Obama, he was talking all of the problems that is happening now in this country right now. Obama cannot exclude himself from it. I don't care what he does. I don't care what he says. People like Obama, Joe Biden, he has his own thing, but he's quiet. He's not out there. Obama cannot go away. He's like that person that on the job just can't mind his business. Like he just everywhere. You sit down, you're having your meal, he's just talking. Oh, what are you eating today? Are you eating vegetables? That's Obama. And I think Obama, whatever you've done, you just need to move on. You know, everything is happening in this country. You've been part of it too. The division, on the line of race, you know. So yeah, on the issue of race, racial tension in this country, as surrounding what's happening to this country, my hope is that poor whites or white people in general, black people in general, whatever you want to call yourself, Hispanic, because between the three races, I think it's time we come together. Forget about all the different, whatever is happening. Just come together for once and think about what the two-party system is doing to you and your family and the ones to come, and try to turn this thing around. That's why the last video, I think 2 or 3 or 5 videos along the line that I've done now, I've said if the MAGA and the progressive, aka leftist people, can come together, they can turn this thing around. They don't have to run in the conservative party, because those people are not conservative. Because if you look at conservatism, according to their own definition, none of the things that they stand for they even practice. They don't have no family value they say they have. They don't promote family at all. Religion, not the religion that I know they promote. They promote something way different. That's their own religion. It's called organized religion. You understand? So I'm not even going to talk about conservatism. Liberalism, on the other hand, they just make noise. If you want to understand how useless liberalism is, just watch them in the Congress or in the House when they're having their fake hearings. You see them, they sound just like the United Nations. In the House, they will stand up, the black and the white ones. They'll stand up right there and they'll be talking, pointing finger at the Republicans. And then once they finish their charade, right, then they go back door and have some beers and stuff like that. And they laugh and joke. So we just play them right there. So what they're doing to you, it's a game. They're paving the way for a Democrat Party to come to power. That's it. And their foot soldiers this week, that would be for both political parties. I think America is at a crossroad when it comes to racial issue in this country. I'm spending some time on race because that's what they've been used. This is their old playbook. Their foot soldiers are coming out. And I haven't seen anything from the Democrat side yet, because those ones, they are loyal. But I know they'll start speaking to. I think the only people that really speak up against on the Democrat side, because they too vote Democrat, are the progressive and the leftist. They are talking on them. But to see Tucker Carlson this week, I think it's a turning point. To see Candy Owens, and then there are a bunch of them out there that are speaking up. I want to call the what Joe Reagan's is his name, Joe Reagan, and I think there are other ones out there too. To hear these people taking a stand, especially Tucker Carlson, apologizing to the American people that he's let them down. I think it's a turning point. It's huge. It's a historical moment. Just like the moment, I think, when Martin Luther King said, "What have I done? I've led my people into a burning bush." I think it's a burning bush or burning building, one of them. That's the moment right there, historically, that Tucker Carlson had. And I think and I hope that the Almighty continue to touch Tucker Carlson. I know he's very influential. I know people listen to him. And I know he really loved this country. He loved America. And I think that's what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, only one country you have. Like you go to any other country. Like if some of you never travel, some of you, like when you go, like I don't do. The only thing that makes you travel is instability, crime, war. They'll make you migrate, even if you don't want to migrate. That's why when you see people coming from South America, that's also manufactured too. If those countries were stabilized, if there are good governance in those countries, and that's another thing in South Americans, those leaders need to put their people first. Anyone wants to destabilize the country, tell them, get out. If you have to go to war with them, go to war with them. Because at the end of the day, You're supposed to be thinking about the interests of your people, not someone manufacturing crisis in your countries so your people can mass migrate. You understand? So you have to change the dynamics, the dichotomy of situation in your countries so that they're not talked down on, so that they're not looked down on. We are all created in the image of the Almighty to our parents. You understand? So no one should be talking down on you because who you look or where you're from or how you present yourself. You understand? You got to put your head up. Raise your head up high and be like a man and handle your affairs. But to see Tucker Carlson and all of these foot soldiers that represent a conservatism, because the old one, they're gone. The old one don't even have voices because they used to be on the radio. Today, radio is dying. Like most of them are on social media now. But even the older ones, their voices are not stronger like before because they're saying conservatism is changing. I don't think conservatism is changing. It's just like they're being exposed. Their true color is coming out. That's what it is. I don't think they're changing. And the young people that has always been conservative because their parents were, they are not having that. And that's a good thing. It's a natural evolution because people are going to change. People are not going to stay the same. So for them to just be stuck in the past and saying family values, or all the economics, development, and all that stuff, a free market, and then the young people are not seeing that, they're not going to be happy. And I mean, to say one thing is another, but then to do it, that's another thing. And then on the Democrat Party, and mine again, I think I'm not affiliated with none of them. The only thing I do, I vote for my own interests. And the reason is because I see it. And that's all I hope for people to see. And if the Democrat Party think they can use our Sharpton, if you listen, I listen to our Sharpton talk show every morning. My question is, why is our Sharpton has a talk show? Why? Why? Because our Sharpton, all he does on the show is selling vote. Vote, vote. He never tell the people, when you vote, this is what you're going to get. You know, going to get good schools, good roads, good hospitals, healthcare benefits, good jobs. He just tell them vote because of your ancestors, what your ancestors had gone through. Our Sharpton, you know, you're not like in a relationship. If a woman who, for instance, a woman who has gone through domestic violence relationship, and now she finds a good guy who is willing to help her navigate out of her trauma or the event that happened to her, and is doing all his best. And now all of a sudden her old friend is out there reminding her of her past. And then how would you feel if someone is reminding you of your past, and even though you're trying to move on out of that situation? That's where our Sharpton is trying to put Black people. But at least if you're offering good stuff, because let me tell you, when you vote, you must vote for good things. If you don't know these things when you vote, right? These are the things you're voting for. You're voting for policies. Anytime you cast your vote, you're not voting for anything. You're voting for policies. So when you vote for these policies, my friends, please, these policies has to be good for you. No politician should knock on your door and tell you they're going to help to improve the schools. They're going to help to improve the roads. They're going to help to improve the healthcare system, the healthcare infrastructure of this country. They're going to help to improve education for all. They're going to help to protect this country. And then they go to Congress and they don't do these things. and they look at you as if you're trash. They go to Congress for 4 years and they come out a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. How does that happen? And you are not even looking at that because they give you crumbs. So it's time. It's time that you rethink this whole thing. And another manufacturer crisis that they create other than racial tension or racial issues are, my friend, war. There are a whole host of populations out there in this country that would cheer wars. And war is a big business for these people. You know, only history can decide, or only history will write what Trump legacy will be on war. You know, why am I saying this? Because Trump never ran on war. He ran to end them. Another deception. So if anyone who is an American citizen, say someone told you they're going to build a nice deck at the back of your house, they show you the plan. Understand? They show you the design of that deck, and they charge you for that design. And you went away, you went on a trip, you came back, and they built something different. How would you feel? Would you tell them it's okay? Would you be quiet? Or would you say, give me back my money, and I don't need you to do me a job again? So when people come out here and they say something about the president, and they say what he's doing is not aligned, or it's not what they voted for, it's not what they bargained for, it's not what they campaigned for, it's not what they were intending to see happen, and then you think they're wrong for saying that, you must be something. And that's exactly what Trump did. Had people known Trump was going to start another war and not focus on draining the swamp like he said, or on the American people, the masses of American people, or making this country better, no one would have voted for him because he's already been a president. We would have tried something new. And talking about something new, I think it's time that the American people focus on a new political ideology, a new party. And that would be independent. And whoever is going to run in this country, whether MAGA or leftist or independent or progressive, you don't have to affiliate yourself with the Democrat or the Liberal Party or the Conservative Party, because that's what they are. They're not Democrat, Republican. They hide under the Democrat ideology, but because if you're truly for the people, you do exactly what the people want. But now, as I've shown you what they've done, everything they do is manufacture. It's a manufacture a crisis. You just need to see it. And when you see it, be dependent. Understand? That's the reason why when Donald Trump was running against, they say Hillary Clinton, but I think it was with Bernie Sanders, a lot of people saw it. A lot of independent, there are people, I think the independent black has grown exponentially. The only thing they don't know it, but I think the independent black in this country has grown. No poll out there can calculate how many independent that are in this country. I think there are more independents that are in this country now. And they came out for Bernie Sanders in millions. But because Bernie Sanders was in the wrong party at the wrong time, they snatched that stuff away from him. Had Bernie Sanders made it through, I would have never switched to Donald Trump. That's the truth. I would have stayed with Bernie Sanders. I don't care about his age. I care about those things that he stands on. Progressive ideas. All about Americans. I don't care what he thinks. I don't care his gender, his race, his religious belief. I don't care. I only care about what works for this country. Because at the end of the day, I can put in 40, 50 hours a week. If I can. No, I barely make that. But I don't care if I work that much. I know exactly where my money is going. It's going to this country, the roads, the infrastructure, the schools, the hospitals that help the poor, including me. My family, my neighbors, my community, all those people that I love. I know where that money is going. So I won't mind. But to know that you're going to go to work, you work your butt off under all these terrible weather, especially if you live in North America. You have to think about the elements every morning you get up to go to work. And then you go to work, you have issues on the job with your boss, stressing out on you, walling out on you. And even your co-worker, you put up with all these things. And then you're driving home, you have to deal with crisis, road rage, and all of the elements out there. And now you come home, you have to deal with family. You understand all of these tensions, and then you work, you make your money. Your paycheck comes, you look at it. Most of it goes towards taxes that you will not even benefit from, that are being used overseas to change regime, to start a new war, to put in people that are puppet. And then you're here and they tell you, oh, it's a democracy. You understand? So all of these things, I think it's time that Americans step up and change the situation. And I'm so hopeful now that these foot soldiers that been lying on the behalf of these two hustlers. They call them political parties. These two hustlers, whether it come to race, they're hustling. Whether it come to religion, they're hustling. Whether it come to social issues, they're hustling. They're hustling everyone. You understand? So I think it's time we put them out of business. They probably may not like this kind of video because I'm not here trying to, oh, Donald Trump is a good man. He's a good man. Vote for Donald Trump. Oh, the Joe. Another guy I want to talk about, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance. And I said it in the video before. You, not presidential material, bro. I said it way before, maybe about 6 months ago, or maybe 7 months ago. I look at you and I say, you will never be president in this country. Never. I mean, you're young. I know you can go find a job somewhere. But any man that will not stand on principle or principles, or will not stand for what he believes, that person should not run this country. Yeah. And that includes both of the parties. You know, like don't just say Republican, don't just say Democrat. They're all the same. Yeah. And I know like their foot soldiers are out here. They're talking, like some of them, they come on your channel too to sit there. They try to educate. What really upset me is they try to educate you. Like they try to tell you which party is better than the other. And like, man, if you're gonna do that, don't do that on my channel. Yeah. You're talking to the wrong person. I spent like 20 some years studying both of these people. I saw them I saw what the tricks, before even Donald Trump came to power. I saw. And that's why I was a little bit mesmerized about Trump, his message, not knowing that it was all based on lies. Because he saw the time. These politicians, they all look at the time, look at the condition of the people, where their mindsets are. And they put our message out there. It's like a hook, you know, a hook in the music. There's a hook in the music. Even in the movie, there's always a hook. A hook is the thing that's used constant in the song. It could be a word, it could be a phrase. In the movie, it's the same thing too. Anything you see continuously in the movie, that's a hook. In politics, when you're writing these political speeches, they use hook in them too. And drain the swamp, make America great again. That's a hook, you know. And you said to yourself, who wouldn't want that? A patriot will want that. A sound mind will want that. End all wars. I will end the war in Ukraine the next day or the same day I become a president. Like I heard that stuff, I'm like, no, that's not true. But anyway, the man is talking. Let's listen. You see? So these are all hooks. And please, the main essence of this video is for us to start to see that we are being hooked. You understand? And we just need to get ourselves out of that. Just like a fish that got hooked up onto the hook and it fights its way. It's not an easy fight, but it fight until it got itself off the hook. It's what's happening to us. We've been hooked. And we need to get ourselves out. And some of you, I know you watch people's video, you attacking them. And those people who are holding my videos back, that's fine. I know you're going to let go. Nothing lasts forever, though. I know that. You know, I'm patient because I understand. I understand. Your, how do you call it? Your secret is coming out. Look, all of the things that has been hidden in the dark, they, my friend, are going to come to light. The darkness does not keep anything that the light can comprehend. As long as the light can comprehend that thing, the darkness will let it out. You understand? America should be the land for all, especially if you're Americans. You shouldn't have to worry about the food you eat. You shouldn't have to worry about the shelter, the place you sleep. We shouldn't be a country where we're highly stressed out. You know, we should be a healthy country. You know why? Because the Almighty has blessed America with so much. The only thing we don't have good steward to keep everything that the Almighty has blessed us. They keep telling you that you're poor because they are sucking out all of the things that you're supposed to have. Why is it that someone can be a politician for only 4 years and already a multi-millionaire? How is that? Think about, that's the reason why you have all this system of government. From the time immemorial, right? I want to say this. Human has always found a way to address the issue of inequality. It's not new. People saw that human beings are corrupt. Society now saw. And I see it too. And so we have to do something that would address the needs of everyone, or to make sure that everyone is equal in the eyes of God and are treated as such. And it created a system called democracy. And when they noticed that that didn't work, they come up with something called socialism. And if they noticed that that's also corrupt, and then they came out with what? Communism. The community. And some look at it and say, well, maybe this one is working. Because at least now we're delegated few people to oversee the affairs of the masses, to allocate resource for everyone so that everyone is treated equal. Just again on the issue of inequality. And then someone say, you know what? We need to seize everything. Let's have a fascism. You understand? So that way everything is state control. So from the beginning of human development and civilization, we've always talked about the issue of inequality. And let me tell you, none of these systems that human has invented or developed can solve this problem except the people decide to think for themselves and say, this is what we want, and put in people that would address their concern and their need, an independent body that are willing to craft whatever it is out there. And I think that policies or systems should be America first. It should be England first. It should be Germany first. It should be Nigeria first or Africa first. It should be Colombia first. It should be South America first. It should be Australia first. You understand? There's nothing wrong with putting your country first. We all do that. We all put our families first. We take care of the needs of our family. You can do the same thing with a country. You can put the needs of the country first. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not racist. It's not racial. But someone out there who wants to divide can see that as racial or racist. But there's nothing wrong. You do that every day. You take care of the house. You make sure the bills are paid. Even if you're struggling, you find a way to do that. Because you have to put your family first. So if you can do that with your family and your community, why can't you do that with the country? So that's the hook. That's how they get you. So let's just say this, and they'll be like, they'll believe you, man. They know you're fighting for them. I'm just telling them, we'll fight for you. Fight for you. It's all lies. And I think it's high time you see it. And see it for what it is. You know, people like Ash Sharpton, all he wants to tell black people. I saw recently that it made him the new civil rights leader. I don't know why Ash Sharpton waited for Jesse Jackson. You didn't have to wait for Jesse Jackson to pass away, Honorable Jesse Jackson, for you to take on that title. You've been campaigning for a long time ago. I don't think black people should buy this man. Black people, you don't need a civil rights leader. I'm not going to say African American, black people. You don't need a civil rights leader. What you need is good community, people, individuals, grassroots that will come and do for your community. Turn the ghetto into heaven for your people. Focus on the struggle of your ancestors. You understand? And bring that struggle, because your ancestors, they were not looking at their own generation. They were looking at the future for you. Not like Ash Sharpton, he's walking on the backs of these great giant men to enrich himself. He'd tell you vote all the time. Vote for what? And he never really stand up and say one day, but I keep telling these people to vote, but they're not getting nothing. Yeah, he knows what's up. But he's a civil rights leader. If they can make Ash Sharpton the new, I think what is his name, Crump? What's his name? Crump is his name. He nominated, I don't know if it's nominated or crowned him. But then what that would make, what's his name, man? Louis Farrakhan. Ash Sharpton, well, when did Ash Sharpton become a civil rights leader? Yesterday, today. But yeah, I talk about Ash Sharpton because Ash Sharpton is, I listen to him every Sunday. So all he does is vote, like Obama. Vote. Vote for what? So black people, you don't need a civil rights leader. You need grassroots individuals. They don't have to have a brand name. They don't have to come from a rich family. You know, they don't have to come from like the Obamas or the Bidens, you know, or the Kerrys. Because I know you always vote Democrat. majority of you, but get nothing. Vote for grassroots, people from your community. Could be like a 19, 20 years old boy. I don't know if the voting age, but if it's you can vote mayor, people who wants to work for you, who understand your history. Because those people who understand the history, they don't make mistakes. Yeah, true. Don't vote for someone that they manufacture, they groom, they've already, they recruit. No, vote for people who are from your community. That's how all the race of people do. Yeah. Or I'm not gonna call it name because we live in a multiracial country. That's why we're always voting alongside race. If we're not voting alongside race, we're voting alongside sexual orientation. If we're not voting, sexual orientation is also a hoax too. It's a hoax. If they want, you know what these politicians do. They can decide what they want to run on. Remember, they turned that into a big issue during the election time because they see the demographic growing. They can see that. So yeah, don't be voting for anyone to just put in front of you. Vote for those people that understand your history. And let me tell you, those people that understand your history, they are not going to repeat the past. I mean, when I say understand your history, not like Al Sharpton. Because Al Sharpton find a way to do his thing. And I say I give him credit though. Yeah, he got people. But I don't think you need a new civil rights leader. You need grassroots. And you don't need him coming from the Democrat Party either. You need him coming from your various communities. So is Hispanic too. Hispanic, they got their ball going. So I don't spend much time on Hispanic. They know what they want and they get it. And white people are doing the right thing too. They got this stuff. The only thing they need to do is get rid of that. Get out of that Republican conservative party. They don't share none of your values. I know some of them out here that think they do. Power to you. Yeah, power to you. But always, if life is great for you, everything is good for you in this country right now, just think about those people that things are not better for them. That's the American way. It's always been that way, the American spirit. So again, I just want to thank everyone watching my videos, those who support me. I want to thank you, those who contribute to my talk here on the Common Sense channel. I want to appreciate you. And most importantly, as I've always said, the greatest thing that could ever happen to you, my friends, it's not the day you were born, not the day you had your first car, the day you graduated from high school, became a lawyer, doctor, had your first child. No, the greatest thing that could ever happen to you, my friends, is the day you discover yourself. Because from that day on, everything, my friends, including understanding that all of the crises we're faced with in this country are all manufactured. It's been that way for the past 50, 60 years now, and it's getting worse. They all manufactured, my friend. You will start to understand, and you will take the necessary steps. And while you do that, don't see America as Republican, Democrat, conservative, leftist, libertarian, and all that stuff. Just see as America as a land, a country in crisis. America is in crisis, and those foot soldiers will turn this thing around. Thank you so much, Tucker Carlson. Thank you, all the people that are speaking out. I know most of the leftist people. I listen to them. I know all the leftist people and the progressive ones. You're doing a great job with that Democrat Party over there. Keep doing that. We're speaking out because we voted in this country one way or the other. So whatever these clowns are doing, it's going to affect us. I'm not going to call them clowns. I think they're brilliant to stir up the racists among themselves, just like a lab. You understand? If you don't believe me, tomorrow go get 2 roosters. That's animal cruelty. I don't want to even say that on my thing. But watch any scenario where you see you put 5 roosters in a cage and see what happened. Give them less food and see what happened to them. It's the same thing you're doing The same experiment, if your eyes are open, you can see exactly what they're doing. They gen you up, they manufacture this crisis, and they just let you fight each other. I think it's time that we don't fight each other. We come to strategize. We still have some time between now and November to strategize, grassroots level. People from the community, they cannot be a snitch. They cannot be a plant. They cannot be somebody that's working on the other side. They have to be someone from the community that understand the history of that community. That's the kind of people that you ought to be looking for. You understand? People from the villages, communities that, no one even talk about. Elect people from those communities. They don't have to have penny. I know it's not easy to run an election in this country. You see, the guy from Kentucky, I think his name is Massey. He's beating the guy with all the money. Massey. Why? Because he stands on principle. He loves his country. I think his name is Thomas Massey or something. See, that's the kind of individual. And the American people are not stupid too, I tell you. The only thing they need to see the plot and see what these people are doing. And I think if you're a politician out there, Democrat or Republican, if you think the world is going to be the same as it was before, you can come up with these lies and try to fool people like Trump. Not going to cut it this time. We got you. We see me, I've seen it doing that. Pray. That's why I do my videos. I do them different because I see. And our job is to educate. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be like one of these talking heads out here. As long as you have a voice, you see what they're doing. That's what I see. Been studying this thing for the past 25 years. Been looking at it. So please give us free, YouTube. Let my video go out, please, YouTube. Let it start holding my video. Yeah. And all those people that are subscribed to my channel, please put this video out, right? Please. I know you can do it for me. Yeah? Thank you so much. It's a good message. We're not taking side, we're in the middle. And that's what I've always been. You can check my record. You see, not subscribe to none of these people. I vote for those people that put my community first. I vote for those people that cares about this country and cares about the people of this country. I live here. Wherever you live, it's your home. You understand? If you move from here, you go to Mexico, that's your home. If you're legally there, that's your home. You understand? That's how it works. We're not designed to be. The early man did not say this was my home. He meander from one place to another. You do the same. But they draw this artificial line now, so they all become countries. So wherever you find yourself, it's your home. Stay blessed and be safe, I hope. And as I've always say, most importantly, hope that you are in good health. Thank you and have a pleasant day.